I was so moved by the video clips that you sent McKinney. Because I think I was watching one clip and there was like a ton of kids by the swings, and I'm thinking like, that's a lot of kids. And then you pan and there's like way more. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, we were at the McKinney playground and we were like waiting for a family to show up so we get some video of someone playing on, and we're like waiting around for school to let out, and waiting to get just one, and seeing just how many kids are crammed in. So talk to me about what it was like to be there in person. Like what is that like to see just the reaction from the community?
It's really wild. The thing we like to say is that we build playgrounds for kids who've never seen one. And so you go to these places.
And let me just, because that's such a powerful statement. So are you exaggerating? I mean,
yeah. No, I mean,
they've never seen a playground.
Our first playground we did in Bolivia, in the jungle, in the bush. Dawn, we're about to open this park, and we have all these kids waiting because we're gonna have this grand opening. So we have all the kids kind of waiting, watching, and Don Schraub, who built that original playground with me, are still with me today. Like it's the same to this. Like they can't get enough of it, because once you're there, all those kids laughing, it's like a drug. It's like laughing, smiling, something. I gotta have it again. So Don Schrock gets up on the platform in front of the kids, seeing his every movement. He goes through a tube slide. They audibly gasp. And then they were like, and we realized in that moment, we're like, oh, these kids haven't even seen a play, like much less played on one. Like they haven't seen one. And so we've never been on a playground, never seen one, don't even know what it is. And so they get on this fast. I mean, it's like, okay, but to watch these kids as they're going through, swinging on monkey bars, I'm sliding down, and they're laughing and they're having, and then two places, especially in the developing world, kids are the low man on the totem pole. It's an extra, there's not a whole lot for kids. And so when you come in and say a huge, big, the biggest thing in the town, and it's just for you to have fun. It psychologically for kids, I think it's like there's not a whole lot of fun. Like fun is not something you talk about in Africa. That's words. It's you gotta work, you gotta go to school, you gotta do this, you're taking care of family. So like here's just for me to have fun, and you brought this huge, massive thing and so when you bring it and there's 2,000 kids playing on the playground, that many kids ever before, it's insane. I mean, it's just the laughter. And then what's funny is that we've noticed too, is that typically they always get what we're trying to do. So like when we're working with chiefs, or we're working with like school principal, pastor, whoever we're working with, mayors, they're kind of like, okay, you're gonna build this playground, great. They don't really understand it because they never had one. So when they see kids on it, then all these, I never had this as a kid. And so they're emotional because they're like, this is what childhood looks like. It's like this, it's play such as people. I mean, the UNICEF has come out and said like play should be an important it's child's right to play. And in many of these communities we're going isn't even existing in almost any form. And so to kind of bring something, this is free to play on, for the whole community, it's a psychological thing. It's like, oh, like kids are supposed to have fun, they're supposed to play, there's this element, the whole town is like laughing and enjoying it, and then the community that happens where all the hundreds of kids together, all the parents come around, and you kind of create these community moments. I mean, it's why it's not just because these communities just want to throw hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's because they do these incredible things for kids. They teach kids how to learn, and they provide you. And so to bring that all at once into a community that's never had it, that's kind of the addiction that a lot of the guys that we work with, like I said, almost the same crew. It is this magical moment, and I get teary-eyed thinking about it. I get my whole crew, you'll be 12 hours of nonstop. You're no air conditioning in sight. You're eating beans and rice and big goat, and you see these kids play on this playground, and your tears and you're like, fades away. It's a beautiful, absolutely beautiful moment.